Let's talk about the circle chord pattern here. As you might imagine, the chords in this pattern move in a circular sequence, playing each one after the next until we get back to the original chord, just like in a circle. You could have 3, 4, 5 chords in a circle chord pattern. For this song that we're going to do next, East Virginia, we just have 3. We're going to start on C, move to F, move to G7, and then back to C. So notice, anytime I'm on the C chord, I know that my next chord is always going to be F. When I'm on F, I know the next chord is always going to be G7. And when I'm on G7, I know it's always going to lead me right back to C. That's kind of the benefit of the circle pattern. It's very predictable. Notice, though, that I started the circle on C and I ended the circle on C. So when we get to playing it in the song, we're going to play that C chord for a while and we're going to have to differentiate. This is the C that's at the end of the pattern. This is the C that's at the beginning. Let's add some strumming to it. We're going to play 4 strums for each chord, 4 beats. Let's give it a try. Starting on C, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, switch to F, 2, 3, 4, switch G7, 2, 3, 4, back to C, starting again on C now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause right there. So it might get a little bit tiring counting out all those beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so one way you might be able to make that a little bit easier for yourself and still keep track of where you are in the pattern is to count the measures, not the beats. Those 4 beats per measure add up to 1 measure, and so I can also count through the pattern like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I start again. Try it with me. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And pause right there. And I know when I get to that last C on 4, I know that the next one I'm going to play is 1, and I'm just starting that circle all over again. Makes it a little bit simpler to count, and it's also great for our musical minds because it helps us feel those 4 beats rather than count them all out, and we can start to concentrate on other things as we get better at our playing. Let's add some melody and lyrics to this song, East Virginia. I'll play and sing through the first verse, and then we'll talk about how we might use the melody and the lyrics to help us figure out when to change the chords as well. Here we go, starting on C again. 2, 3, 4, 1. Round the circle first. 2, and 4. Here's verse 1. I was born in East Virginia, North Carolina. I did go. There I met a fair young maiden whose name and age I did not know. Pause right there. So that melody and that chord pattern continue the same way throughout the entire song. And so there's a lot we can learn there about how we're going to know to change the chords when we're playing without our songbooks. Do you remember when we played through Clementine, we talked a little bit about the rhythm of the melody, not so much the notes of it, but the rhythm, and how we had these long notes that corresponded with the chord changes. If you notice, the same thing is happening in this song. I kind of work my way through these little notes up to this nice long note at the beginning of every measure. I was born, there's the first one, in East Virginia, North Carolina. I did go. Hear what I'm talking about? So those really long beats, or long notes, I should say, are going to be really helpful in marking the beginning of each measure for us. So even if we're not able to count out all those beats, listening for those long notes through each line are going to be really helpful in keeping track of where we are in the pattern. Let's play through verse 1 again and see if you notice it here. 1, 2, 3. I was born in East Virginia, North Carolina. I did go. There I met a fair young maiden whose name and age I did not know. Pause there again. So hopefully you can hear that. Notice too that it helps you mark where the end of the previous circle is and the beginning of the next, even though I'm still playing C's straight through there. From North Carolina I did go. There I met, and there on that word met, I know that I'm starting my new circle, my 1 instead of my 4 on that C. So hopefully those tools can help you sort it out in your mind and in your ears. And when you're ready, let's take a deep breath, and we're going to play through East Virginia here. So get ready. Make sure your fingers are ready for their circle chords here. Find your C chord. Let's play through East Virginia. Starting on your C chord, we'll play 1 time through the circle, and then we'll add the words. 1, 2, ready, go on C. 2, 3, and 4. Here's verse 1. I was born in East Virginia, North Carolina. I did go. There I met a fair young maiden whose name and age I did not know. Verse 2. And her hair was dark of color, and her lips were ruby red. On her breast she wore white lilies, where I did long to take my rest. Verse 3. Mama said we'd never marry. Papa said it'll never do. But if you could learn to love me, I would run away with you. Just an instrumental here. 1 through the circle. 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here's verse 4. I was born in East Virginia, North Carolina is my home. There I met a fair young maiden whom I now can call my own. And on C. Yeah, happy ending for those folks. Well, thanks for playing with me. Feel free to come back to this video anytime you need to practice any little piece of it that you need. But feel free and be sure to practice without the video as well, as that's really helpful for learning that song from the inside out. Enjoy your practice.